The point of a blockbuster trade is to help out both sides. If it isn't a star-for-star swap, a big trade usually involves one team acquiring a star, while a rebuilding club gets young assets and draft picks in return. Even though we've seen many one-sided trades take place throughout every sport, we often forget some mega trades that hurt both teams in the long run. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we dive into 10 blockbuster trades that didn't benefit either team. And a big shout out to Sam Ortmann for suggesting this list. We do hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe down below for more cool videos every single day. Number 10, Patriots trade Matt Cassel to Chiefs. After Tom Brady missed almost all of the 2008 season with a torn ACL, backup quarterback Matt Cassel came off the bench and led the New England Patriots to an 11-5 record. They were undoubtedly going to keep Brady in the long run, so Cassel became a trade target. They shipped Cassel and defensive standout Mike Vrabel to the Chiefs for a second-round pick. Cassel spent 4 frustrating injury-prone seasons in Kansas City, while New England used their second-round pick on the ever-inconsistent safety Patrick Chung. The Pats could have used that pick better, and the Chiefs could have looked at another quarterback. Number 9, Flames shipped Jarome Iginla to Penguins. After over a decade of 30-goal seasons with the Calgary Flames, Jarome Iginla was traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins at the 2013 trade deadline. A deal was in place to ship Iginla to Boston, but he nixed the trade and asked to go to Pittsburgh instead. The Flames got 2 prospects and a first-round pick in return. None of those 3 contributed to the team's rebuilding process. Iginla was decent in Pittsburgh, but the Bruins swept his team in the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Penguins basically mortgaged some decent prospects for nothing. Number 8, the Dwight Howard blockbuster. The Los Angeles Lakers wanted to form a super team and get Kobe Bryant ring number 6, so they traded for Orlando Magic star Dwight Howard in a 4-team trade. Howard was a major flop in LA and left on bitter terms. The Magic acquired 6 players and draft picks in return, but losing Howard turned them from a playoff team into perennial losers. And this was a 4-team trade, so there were 2 other teams involved as well. The Philadelphia 76ers acquired Jason Richardson, who was past his prime, and Andrew Bynum, who didn't last long in Philly. The Denver Nuggets got Andre Iguodala, who had one up-and-down season in the Mile High City. 4 teams and nobody came out a winner? My goodness. Number 7, Blue Jays and Marlins both fail. After years of looking up to the New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox, and Tampa Bay Rays in the American League East, the Toronto Blue Jays made a blockbuster deal with the Miami Marlins ahead of the 2013 season. Toronto got superstar shortstop Jose Reyes, the speedster Emilio Bonifacio, and starting pitchers Mark Burley and Josh Johnson. The Jays sold their farm system, so they spent years developing, only to go 74-88 for a last-place finish in the division. The Marlins got a number of promising young roster players and prospects in return, but they all failed to pan out, suggesting they were better off either A, keeping their 4 veterans, or B, trading them elsewhere for a better return. Number 6, Rockets fly Scottie Pippen to Portland. Pippen was a 6-time NBA champion with the Chicago Bulls and was sent to the Houston Rockets after the team's second three-peat. Pippen guided the Rockets to the playoffs and averaged 14.5 points and 5.9 assists per game during his one season in Houston. The Rockets then traded him to the Portland Trail Blazers in exchange for 6 players. None of them had what you would call memorable careers. Pippen spent 4 seasons in Portland, but was averaging closer to 10 points per game instead of the 20 he was putting up in Chicago. He was well past his prime at the point of the trade and left a lot to be desired. Number 5, Nick Foles for Sam Bradford. The Philadelphia Eagles traded Foles and a pair of draft picks to the St. Louis Rams in exchange for Sam Bradford and a 5th-round pick. Foles started 11 games for the Rams and had 7 touchdowns against 11 interceptions before losing his starting job. As for Bradford, he didn't fare any better in Philadelphia, tossing 19 touchdowns and 14 interceptions while losing 3 fumbles. Both the Rams and Eagles finished with disappointing seasons. Perhaps they both wish the trade never took place after all. Number 4, Kings trade the Great One to Blues. When the Los Angeles Kings acquired Wayne Gretzky in 1988, it changed the NHL landscape as the Great One put hockey on the map in California. But when the Kings traded Gretzky to the St. Louis Blues in 1996, it was a trade that failed for both sides. Gretzky's Blues were sent home early in the playoffs, head coach Mike Keenan called him out, and the Great One rejected a contract extension. As for the Kings, they got 3 players and 2 draft picks in return, but all of them failed. Not exactly what you plan for when you trade away the best hockey player to ever live. Number 3, Suns trade Steve Nash to Lakers. Nash and Dwight Howard formed a super team with Kobe Bryant in Los Angeles. At least that was the plan. The Lakers acquired the 2-time league MVP from the Phoenix Suns in exchange for 2 first-round picks and a pair of second-round selections. Nash played below his career averages, scoring just 12.7 points per game. The Lakers barely snuck into the playoffs and were swept in the first round. The Suns also failed to use those draft picks wisely, as the players selected all failed to pan out. Number 2, Zach Greinke to Angels. The Los Angeles Angels became the World Series favorites in 2012 when they acquired former AL Cy Young winner Zach Greinke from the Milwaukee Brewers in exchange for elite prospect John Segura and a pair of pitchers. Greinke went 6-2 with the Angels, but the team missed the playoffs and he signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers in the offseason. Segura was the only asset that contributed to the Brewers, but he was fairly inconsistent on a miserable team before leaving Milwaukee after the 2015 season. And number 1, Colts trade for Trent Richardson. The Colts saw a lot of potential in the 3rd overall pick from the 2012 draft, so they traded away their 2014 first-round pick to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for T. Rich. Richardson averaged a terrible 2.9 yards per carry in 14 games with the Colts and had just 3 rushing touchdowns. The next year, he averaged 3.3 points per carry and had just 3 rushing touchdowns. The 2014 season was the last time Richardson played. The Browns would use their first-round pick to trade up and land Johnny Manziel, and we all know how that turned out. This trade was a disaster for both teams, but I bet no one thought it would be this bad at the time of the trade. What other blockbuster trades failed for both sides? Join us in the comments below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.